亲爱的老师及同学们午安，欢迎收听立人双语 ABC， 我是5年甲班洪婉谦，很高兴今天能与 Martin 老师在空中相会。今天要聊的主题是日常生活，你们每天都会做什么事呢？让我们一起听听看今天 Martin 老师要与我们聊什么广播内容咯。Let's go!Good
afternoon to everyone. It's Mr. Martin, and I'm back for another new episode of the Liren Lunchtime Podcast. Did you know that this week was the first day of spring? March 21st is called the spring equinox, and that means that the sun crosses the equator going north. This means that spring is now beginning for all the countries north of the equator. Enough about weather. Today, I've invited a new student to come and talk with me.Please welcome Janice.
Good afternoon, Mr. Martin. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast.
No problem. I'm always happy when a student is willing to come and have a conversation with me.
It's always interesting to listen to the podcast. I like this week's topic about traveling. I enjoy visiting other countries.
There are so many beautiful places to visit in Taiwan and around the world.I really hope that all you students can have the chance to travel this summer.
I hope so too. So what is the topic for today's podcast, Mr. Martin?
Today, I would like to discuss daily routines with you, Janice.
Great. I'm sure that my daily routine and your daily routine are very different.
You are probably right, Janice. A daily routine means the things that you do every day. It can be when you wake up,when you eat lunch, and when you go to sleep.
What time do you wake up every morning, Mr. Martin?
I wake up at 6:30 every morning. After I wake up, I need to walk my dogs and then take a shower. How about you? What time do you wake up?
I wake up at 7 o'clock. I don't need to walk dogs, so I can sleep a little later. Also, I don't live far from school. I only need about 5 minutes to get there.What
about your breakfast? Do you eat at home or do you eat at school?
Usually, I will buy breakfast on the way to school. Then I will eat it at 8 o'clock. How about you?
I normally eat my breakfast at home before I come to school.
After I eat breakfast, then it's time for classes. I have class until 12 o'clock, and then it's time for lunch.
Yes, I have to teach classes. Then it's also lunchtime for me at noon.After
lunch, I take a nap. Do you take a nap in the afternoon, Mr. Martin?
Sometimes I take a nap, but not every day. After your afternoon classes, what time do you go home, Janice?
If I don't have current school, then I go home at 4 o'clock. I need to do my homework when I get home.
That's good to finish your homework before you play or watch TV.
What do you do after you go home, Mr. Martin?The
first thing I need to do is walk my dogs. After that, I begin getting dinner ready.
That sounds very busy, Mr. Martin. My mother begins preparing dinner around 5 o'clock, but sometimes she buys dinner outside because it's more convenient.
I do the same thing. Tonight, I plan to buy pizza for dinner before I go home.
That sounds delicious.
What do you do after dinner, Janice?After
dinner, I take a shower. That is usually around 8 o'clock. How about you, Mr. Martin? What do you do after dinner?
I like to watch TV after dinner, but sometimes I will go for a walk outside or ride my bike.
My parents let me watch TV for a little bit after I take a shower, but I need to go to sleep at 9 o'clock, so it's not a lot of time.Before
I go to sleep, I need to walk my dogs one more time.
It sounds like a lot of work to have dogs.
It's not so bad. I think your schedule sounds pretty busy every day. I hope you can have more free time on the weekends to play and relax.
Yes, I have free time on weekends. I like to play outside on Saturdays with my friends. Sometimes we go to visit my grandparents.
That's important to visit your grandparents.On the weekends, I either like to stay home or visit my friends. Sometimes we will watch a movie or go to a restaurant.
Yes, sometimes my family and I will go to a restaurant.
Well, I think that is about all the time we have for this week's podcast. I'd like to say thank you again to Janice for coming today.
You are welcome, Mr. Martin. I hope that we can do it again in the future.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Now, let's go over a few words and sentences that you can review. Routine.
常规的。
What is your routine every day?
你的日常生活在做什么？
Wake up.
起床。
What time do you wake up on Saturday?
你星期六都几点起床？
Eat breakfast.
吃早餐。
I eat breakfast before I go to school.
我上学前会先吃完早餐。
Do homework.
写功课。
I do my homework after I go home.
我回家会写功课。
Take a shower.
洗澡。
I take a shower before I go to bed.
睡觉前我会先洗澡。
That's our podcast for today. See you next time.
我们今天的广播就到此结束咯，我们下次见，拜拜。